Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by Beyond Top Secret for another show. I'm Joe, I'm your host of Beyond Top Secret. I also run the Twitter page, or X page, whatever we call it now, the UAP Reporting Center. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I love talking UFO, it's my passion. So I respond to every comment. Let's have a conversation about disclosure. Also, again, UAP Reporting Center on Twitter/X. I post daily stuff about UFO, UAP, and the efforts in the fight for UAP disclosure. So come follow me over there so you can get daily updates on what's going on. So I felt I had to come on and talk about what's going on in UFO world today. There is a lot going on, and it's not good what's going on. There is a secret war happening behind the scenes of Wikipedia. Yep, you heard me right. Wikipedia. So I know you might laugh when you hear the word Wikipedia, but keep following me in this video, and you're going to find out why that's so important and also why the UFO issue is so important. It's not a fringe issue anymore. The government has finally admitted UFOs are real. Congress is holding hearings about it. Whistleblowers are testifying and risking their entire careers about it. So while all that's happening, there's also a fight on the other side. There's a coordinated effort to scrub the narrative from the internet. Somebody behind the scenes does not want you to know the truth about UFOs. That's why I felt it was so important to come on here and just kind of talk with you about how important it is for you to get the truth on UFOs and how important it is for you to have access to the information to find the truth. So there is a group of people in a coordinated effort to censor information on the internet, and namely in this case, Wikipedia. They're deleting Wikipedia pages, they're censoring information on other people's Wikipedia pages, and it's all to prevent you from finding that information. And who's doing this? It's a group called Gorilla Skeptics on Wikipedia, or GSOW. Who is GSOW? So let's get into it. They're founded by a woman named Susan Gerbic, and they're backed, according to some, by powerful institutions that may not want you to know the truth. So, again, let's get into a little more on who GSOW is so you can find out why this is so important. So, again, it's Gorilla Skeptics on Wikipedia. They describe themselves as a group of editors working to improve skeptical content on Wikipedia. I mean, sounds harmless enough, doesn't it? So, it sounds harmless enough, but here's the thing. Skepticism in their world doesn't just mean fact-checking or questioning claims. It means gatekeeping. It means suppressing information. And it means rewriting public-facing knowledge to align with their ideology. That's what it means. Being skeptical or questioning claims in and of itself is a good thing if you're coming from an intellectually honest place. But sadly, they're not coming from an intellectually honest place, as you're going to see in this video. I don't mind if somebody believes something and I believe the opposite. I don't mind having a disagreement. I could respect their position because they truly believe what they're fighting for. I have to respect that. But when you're arguing for something and fighting for something that you know is not true, and you're fighting somebody that is telling the truth, then you are in the wrong, I am in the right, and I intend to be on the right side of history. So why are they doing all this? I mean, it's a simple question, right? Why are they doing it? And how are they doing it? And what's the big picture? So let's start with how they do it. So what they do, they coordinate in private Facebook groups or private Discord channels. They share assignments. They hand out assignments to different people on who are you going to go and attack today? What information are you going to hide from the public today? They specifically target pages about UFOs, paranormal research, and first and foremost on their target list, UAP disclosure. Yep, that is what they focus. Their 99% of their stuff is focusing on wiping away good information on UFO disclosure because they do not want you to have access to it. So, what caused the uproar today and what caused me to come on and make this video? Christopher Mellon. That's a real world example of what just happened. And for those who don't know who Christopher Mellon is, let me let you know what kind of a patriot this man is. So he was a Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence. Yes. And he served a long time in the Pentagon, a Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence. That is a big job, and it's a big job, and it deserves a Wikipedia page. There is bums who walk down the sidewalk who have Wikipedia pages. So don't tell me the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense doesn't deserve a Wikipedia page because he's not notable enough, because that's what they said. So, like I said, that was his position, but why he's so important in UFO world? So, in 2017, a New York Times article came out that broke open the UFO issue and directly led to the hearings we saw in Congress and directly led to the immense progress we've made towards UFO disclosure. And how that transpired is when Chris Mellon retired, he walked out of his office with a big file full of declassified stuff on UFOs. He met with those New York Times journalists, and that has led to where we are today. So what happened? His Wikipedia page was just deleted because he's not going around and giving interviews telling the truth on UFOs. How did it happen? Again, if you want to get more in detail, I'll share a short version with you now, but head over to my Twitter page, the UAP Reporting Center on Twitter, and you'll find logs of what I'm going to tell you now. You'll find actual proof. So it started on April 9th. There's a Wikipedia censor or editor called Chetsford, and he's notorious for deleting stuff about UFOs. On April 9th, he nominated Christopher Mellon's page for deletion, claiming again he wasn't notable enough. 2 weeks later, another Wikipedia editor named Sandstein approved the deletion. And poof, Christopher Mellon doesn't exist on Wikipedia anymore. Think about that. A former high-ranking intelligence official erased from the largest public encyclopedia on Earth at the height of the global conversation about UAP. But it doesn't stop at Christopher Mellon. Ross Coulthart has had his Wikipedia messed with. They'll probably go after Lou Elizondo next. Bob Lazar has. David Grush has, among others. But what really pissed me off, in addition to Chris Mellon, is a man by the name of Harold Malgren. Malmgren, if you're familiar with him. So there is a podcast called American Alchemy, hosted by Jesse Michaels. It can be found on YouTube, and I'm sure on all of the other podcast places. But so Jesse had Harold Malmgren and his daughter Pippa on his show. Who is Harold Malmgren? He was an advisor to John F. Kennedy, one of his top advisors. He then went on to advise Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, and Gerald Ford. He is a very serious man, very up in age, and was very sick. So before he died, he wanted to pass on his knowledge of UFO. So he went on that podcast and dropped some extremely serious bombshells. On the podcast, he shared he actually physically handled materials from a UFO in his official capacity with John F. Kennedy. He was in the room when John F. Kennedy was briefed on UFOs, and he actually saw a video of an alien that survived the Roswell crash in 1947. So again, remember, this is a man who served 4 United States presidents who is saying this. He's saying it practically on his deathbed because he couldn't die without sharing the truth on UFOs. This should be on the cover of every newspaper in America. It should be the lead-in on every 6 o'clock news channel. On every time you put your news on at 6 o'clock, it should have been led with that. But the same people who are probably behind funding this Gorilla Skeptic group are also the ones funding the media, which is why you barely see anything about UFOs in the media. So just a few days after Harold appeared on that podcast, sadly, he passed away. I think it was 3 days later. And the day after that, who was on Wikipedia editing his page, trying to delete his page, and not just him, but his daughter. These same people who deleted Christopher Mellon's page, as soon as this man died, went on his Wikipedia page and completely wiped his Wikipedia. Go on Wikipedia and check for yourself. So, who is funding this operation? I think that is a very important thing to talk about. So officially, they say they're just a couple volunteers that, they're skeptics on UFOs. But that's not it, because if you scratch the surface, some extremely interesting connections appear. So that group, GSOW, they have close ties to the Center for Inquiry, or CFI. It's a group with an annual budget of over $7 million, and they're focused on promoting secular humanism and skepticism. 2017, Gorilla Skeptics also got a grant from the James Randi Foundation, educational foundation, and helped them transition into a nonprofit called About Time. So they say this money was used for travel, insurance, whatever kind of costs they had. But if I had to guess, I'd say some of that money was used to fund this operation to attack people in UFO world. So I don't have proof that payment was shady, but I'd guess it was. So does this mean the group is more organized and well-resourced than they let on? 100% it does, but it gets weirder. So some folks on Reddit, above top secret, are asking whether there are undisclosed backers helping this group, helping them to maintain their aggressive editing pace, especially when it comes to UAP. We're talking about influence campaigns. And like all things, it's about following the money. And I would bet, I stake my reputation, which I take very seriously. I'm very successful in life. I'm happy. This is my passion, and I just want to find the truth. But I bet if you follow the money, it's going to lead directly to the Pentagon that is funding this. There's a war going on in the Pentagon. And the group that has been covering up UFOs for the last 80 years are still winning that war. But they're getting a little bit nervous. So they're funding groups like this to keep the lid on UFOs, to keep the 80-year cover-up going for God knows how long. And they're doing that because they want to control the narrative. And that is all important. So think about it. We're in 2025. Wikipedia is where the world goes to learn. It's where, journalists, students, just normal people, everyday people, if they're curious about UFOs, what do? They hop on Wikipedia. If people like Christopher Mellon, David Grush, Ross Coulthart, or even Bob Lazar have their pages wiped or neutered by skeptical editors, then the casual public will never see their work. They'll never hear the other side. All they'll hear about is the skeptics who falsely deleted or censored UFO pages, like those people I just mentioned, and more. So it's not about editing pages. It's controlling the public narrative to continue the cover-up. And that is all important. We've made such progress that we can't let it be hijacked by a group called Gorilla Skeptics on Wikipedia. So the best part about this is it's not a conspiracy theory. I have posted on my Twitter page, UAP Reporting Center, I have posted all the edit logs requesting the deletions. I've posted the admin decisions approving the deletions and the public statements of these self-proclaimed skeptics. So go to my Twitter page, UAP Reporting Center, and you will see that. I'm not just talking, I've posted the proof of what we're talking about. So what could we do about this? First, stay skeptical. What do I mean by that? Be skeptical of the skeptics too. If you see somebody online or on TV being skeptical, saying there's nothing to see here about UFOs, don't take them at their word. You don't know if they really believe that, and if they do, I mean, God bless them. But it also may be somebody who has a financial interest in spouting the other side, that there's nothing to see here. So be skeptical of them too, and do your own research. Just because someone claims they're defending science doesn't mean they're unbiased, or doesn't mean they don't have an ulterior motive. Sometimes it's the people shouting conspiracy the loudest who are the very ones covering it up. So if you care about disclosure, if you care about real transparency and about fighting narrative suppression in a digital age, talk about this stuff. Don't let censorship win. Share this video, subscribe to me, and subscribe to others like me who are just fighting to find out the truth. Because I promise you, the truth is out there. And despite Gorilla Skeptics on Wikipedia, we're going to find it. And just maybe, the Gorilla Skeptics don't want you to find it. So, thanks for coming by Beyond Top Secret. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this YouTube page. I know I'm not the greatest at making these videos, but I'm doing my best, and hopefully I get better at it. Don't let these people censor Wikipedia. Don't let them turn Wikipedia into a weapon. If you think that's what's happening, let me know in the comments. Do you think Wikipedia is being weaponized? Do you think that these people are coming from an honest place? Or do you think they're getting paid by someone to do this? Let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it. Because it's all I do. I talk about UFOs. It's my passion in life. So I'll catch you next time on Beyond Top Secret. Like, subscribe, share. Go over to Twitter, UAP Reporting Center. Follow me there. And we will see you the next time on Beyond Top Secret. So take care.